First thing you're going to want to do is take off the knob to your shifter. So this will just unscrew. It's a little bit tough to unscrew the first time. I just left it loose to take it off for the video. After that, you can just slide your fingers here really and just give a little pry on this, and this is going to pop up just like that. Sounds a little bit worse than it is. Now, we'll take that off of there. Now what you're going to see inside, you don't necessarily have to take off this panel here. If you want to, it might actually pop out on its own depending how much pressure you apply on this. But you can lift this up just enough, and you're going to see a screw right there. And there's going to be one down on the other side. Right down there. So there's your two screws. Now what I was doing was I just took a screwdriver and I just kind of slid this top console out and got just enough of an angle in there that I was able to unscrew these screws. There's the other one. So those two screws are out. Alright, so now we're down on the back side. And this was one of the screws that needed to come out. And then over here on this other side, right down there is your other screw. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to lift this up, and you'll want to be careful because there's a cable attached underneath, an electrical cable. So we're just going to slide this entire assembly up. And okay, so all I've done at this point is pretty much just lift that console up. And you're going to notice that there's going to be a sensor wire here. So you want to be careful pulling too far up on that. But here's our problem. Right there. My cable came out from the wire to the... we're going to slide that back in there. And what I'm going to have to do is go back up and release the screw. So while I was taking it apart, this console ended up popping off on its own, so I thought I'd take a moment to show you all how it is attached. Basically, it looks like you just have one little pinch tab right here, and one little pinch tab up there. So if you were to put a slotted screwdriver in there and push down, these others are just compression tabs, so they would just pop out. So the reverse to putting this back is just going to be to pop it into place. I'm actually going to leave it off so I can take this off entirely for a little bit easier use of putting the console back together. Okay, so now that we got those two screws in the back, what we can do is just lift this entire console up and out. There we go. Here was my problem. Here's the cable coming off the parking brake that attaches to the adjustment screw here. So we're going to release the parking brake. So I have all the slack. There we go. We're back connected. And you want to make sure that it stays around the pulley there, the cam, whatever you want to call it. One of the things I recommend doing before you fully cinch everything up is to take a 10mm deep well socket with an extension and put a little tension on the adjustment nut. Should be enough to get us started. Just enough tension so it doesn't easily pop out again. Since I ended up propping up the console, it's just going to make it all that much easier to put the screws back in. Go ahead and put the back ones back in. All right, now we're in the back. Just make sure that the hole lines up. Screw it in. Do the other side on the back. Okay, the console's back down. We're just going to snap it into place. There. Push our console here back together. Snaps in nicely. Everything still functions. And from there, follow the recommended instructions for properly setting your parking brake, both here at this adjustment nut, and if you need to, at the parking brake adjustment wheel inside the rear wheel hub.